What would you put in a time capsule? Hey, welcome back. Kevin here, and welcome to my series, Freestyle Fire Journal. If you're wondering what Freestyle Fire Journal is, it's basically a resource for you guys who want to journal, who can't stick to journaling, and also don't want to journal alone. If you guys are new to Freestyle Fire Journal and you're just like, what is Freestyle Fire Journal? Simply this. Basically, every single day I read from this journal over here, one question a day. You can pick up your copy at refugeehustle.com/journal. And basically I shoot straight from the dome, and it's a way for me to journal. But more importantly, for you that is watching this, if you are struggling to journal every single day, to have some sort of consistency, and you don't want to journal alone, and this is actually for you, because a lot of time we think journaling has to be like dear diary and we have to write 10 billion pages. It doesn't have to be like that. Even taking the time to just stop, think, and just like write down 1 or 2 sentences in the comments below, that can go a really long way. So I really want to spread this art of journaling, and I think it's more fun, and so you guys can get an inner scoop on my life. And before we start, we gotta do the shameless plug on this channel. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and then comment below. Again, you can pick up your journal at refugeehustle.com/journal. And if you don't have it, just join me in the comments. It should be fun stuff. Today is August 2nd, and the question is, what would you put in a time capsule? And this is interesting because I haven't heard the name like time capsule in a long freaking time, honestly. You know, like back in the day, like when I was in kindergarten, I think we had like a time capsule that we buried in the park. I don't know if it's actually still there, if anybody still remembers that, but we basically had a time capsule, and we would basically put all these things, and some people would put their favorite toys or pictures or I don't know, weird stuff. I mean, it was like it was the thing to do in the 90s and stuff when I grew up. And you know, honestly, I probably would not put anything in like a physical time capsule, because I'd be like, dude, what's the point of freaking that, man? Like at the end of the day, like you're probably gonna forget it, and shit's just gonna go to waste. But I think the modern day time capsule, because I feel like this question's a little bit dated, but the modern day time capsule is something very interesting, like content, right? And doing something like YouTube and all that. I think like creating social media and having that live on the internet is one of the best things that you can do in your life. And this really hits home for me because, you know, recently I've been having a little bit more time on my free hands because I've been kind of offloading a lot. Like I've actually hired this editor who helps me out for a lot of my weekly hustle videos and some of my individual videos too. Not these journal videos, but everything else. And he's been helping me out. And so I've been able to free up a lot more time. So I've been able to go back into archives, look at old vlogs and stuff. And man, it is crazy, because one thing that we kind of don't realize as we're going throughout life is that you can't get certain memories back. So like the old Ratchet Kevin in pharmacy school, I have actually those videos. I'm probably going to edit those later. That's a once in a lifetime thing. And so if we could just like document more of our everyday living situation, or how we're feeling, or certain thoughts that we have, or even just taking vlogs with friends, man. I know it's kind of awkward. Some people just don't want to be on camera, but I think that's one of the things that is so precious, because once that friend or person is gone, you can never get it back. And it's almost like a snapshot in your life. In the moment, it doesn't seem like it's a huge deal, but if you look over the long term of things, if you let 1, 2, 5 years go by, you can see how much you really change. And even if you look at my vlogs, I have a lot of older vlogs. I was ratchet as fuck. Like I'm telling you, I was ratchet as fuck. I used to be super immature, inappropriate. Still am sometimes, but not as much as before. And it was a lot of attention seeking back in the day. But back to the time capsule thing, I mean, some of the best moments I've captured, or the ones that I look so highly upon, is like those moments where I was just hanging out with my friends and we were going to a major event and just documenting that period. It just, I don't know, I just like smile, crack up. It's one of the best things in my life that I love doing. I just love going on adventures with my friends and just vlogging it and all that. But more importantly, especially with my dad passing, I actually recently went through the archives of my Bermuda trip with my dad, and I vlogged the whole thing, A to Z. There's some things that my dad mentioned. I might upload all that sort of stuff too. Thinking about it, because I've been kind of putting off for 3+ years. And actually today marks the 3rd year since we actually went on that Bermuda trip. So it was one of the best times in my life. But it's those memories that you can't get back. So if I were to talk about like things that I would really want to capture, document, things like that, I wouldn't say it's any of the physical things in my life, even though like books and all that sort of stuff, they're really, really cool. But the number one thing you can't replace are memories with people. And if you guys have watched my channel, you guys know I'm all about like deep relationships, authentic relationships, because like, dude, if you have the good people in your life, they can support you when you're down. You can support them when they're down, and it makes you feel really good about yourself. And it makes me actually personally work harder. When I've had an editor on my team, it made me want to work so much harder on this YouTube channel and create consistent content so I can make more money and support his family and his needs as well. And it's just an amazing freaking feeling being able to do that. And so there's that. And plus, like, more importantly, in business, I mean, people refer you clients. I refer clients all the time to people as well, right? And so if you're able to do that, then you can get, I truly believe you can get pretty much almost everything that you want by building relationships and learning relationships as well. So by documenting my thoughts, my relationships with people in the real world, because this is kind of like the YouTube world. I mean, in my bedroom and stuff, like I do a lot of talking head. I don't do too many vlogs anymore. But honestly, that's because my life is pretty freaking boring for the most part. I mean, I don't really want to vlog every single day if like all I'm doing is just picking up the phone and just talking to people for most of the day. I mean, that's not very, very interesting. But, you know, sometimes those daily vlogs are just great too, just to get a snapshot of where you're at. So that's kind of my thoughts about what I would throw into a time capsule. Really memories with my friends, my family, and all that. Because at the end of the day, I think it would be pretty cool to, like, with the internet and all, it's pretty cool to get a snapshot in life of a certain moment, because I'm pretty sure like historians would probably kill for a snapshot of what the first humans looked like, right? Or a snapshot of what the universe looked like when the earth was being formed, right? Or a snapshot of old civilizations that are no longer here, right? What happened to the Aztecs and stuff like that, right? So if we can document it, and that's the number one thing these days, we have the power of documentation, and I think it's the most powerful thing in the world. So I'm going on a rant, but I guess if I had to put a physical thing, I would probably have a hard drive full of my memories and stuff, throw it in, and so that the next generation can, if they ever find it and they're ever curious about, hey, what is an Asian guy doing in like the early 2000s, like the 2000 era, like what was life like, then they can always go back to that. So that's what I would put into a time capsule. But that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to throw you the question. What would you throw in your time capsule? I'd love to hear the answers below. Make sure to comment, and I'll see you tomorrow on the next Freestyle Fire Journal as well. Take care. Peace, guys.